Hello, I'm Tom West and I'm the new singer in UK melodic hardcore band Darko. As the singer of Almeida, Darko and Almeida have toured together a whole bunch over the last 10 years or so, played in all sorts of places, all sorts of crazy stories like places in Japan and Ukraine, all across Eastern Europe and mainland. I was asked to join Darko as the new singer, replacing Dan Smith, who's a good friend of mine, and we miss him very much. It sounds like he's died. So I originally heard about Darko through my friend Ian Perry, who was running Kill Your Own Records and a zine at the time. He was telling me all about this really fast, awesome skate punk band called Darko that I'd really like. And I checked out that first EP and eventually got to play with you guys in East Croydon. The first time that Almeida played with Darko, that was a show that Company L put on in East Croydon. There was a bunch of lockjaw bands, Only Fumes and Corpses, Laughing in the Face of, and then Darko and Almeida as well. I thought that's a band obviously that really likes fun, awesome, progressive music as well as the fucking crazy skate punk that you're hammering out. During the pandemic I was asked to join Darko, and that was really nice because it was obviously a really shitty time for everybody. So that invitation was a really nice surprise and really appreciated. And I was already, obviously, as I said, a big fan of the band and a big fan of Dan, my predecessor. So I was always a big fan of Darko, and I was really excited to get stuck in to writing songs because I was a little bit out of practice and wasn't quite sure how well I'd take to it. And then I heard The Ladder and I thought, shit, this is going to have to be a topic that I can get some real fire in my belly to talk about, for one, because it's a fucking heavy hitting track, but also something that I can elaborate on for a long time and something I feel strongly about. If you have a microphone and if you have a platform, I think you need to use it. So that's why I'm not shy about writing about politics, and something that I tend to feel very strongly about is gender discrimination. In the punk scene, I think it does exist. I don't think we live in a vacuum. Gender discrimination, it's hard baked into our society. So if you've been brought up in that society, you will reflect that in some way. Even if you think you're a really nice person, there's still blind spots that you can have. We're all capable of not only terrible things, but normalising terrible things as well. So in my little privileged skate punk bubble, I always wondered why punk scene was so dominated by men when it's full of such kind, lovely people, and it is. But in any walk of life, it's like a chicken and egg situation. The marginalised people are a minority, and the minority will always be marginalised. At some point, you have to create a more equitable space. You have to raise people up, and that's what The Ladder is about. I don't think any of us have done that nearly enough over the years. The Ladder is a call to action in that regard. There's so much more that we can all do to diversify our scene, to identify red flags in our friends' behaviour and in our own behaviour, and hold our friends accountable for their actions. The opening line says, "I'm not oblivious to the sad raging irony of this 100% majority." I'm saying these words usually from a stage full of white dudes and I know that there's a certain irony there that I'm shouting about diversify and include people, and more often than not, it's not only the people on the stage that in that time that are homogenous. It's quite often the entire gig or even the entire festival. I do try and live by the line, no one can do everything, but everyone can do something. In any social justice movement, I think people have this learned helplessness and they feel like they can just give up because they're not making any difference. But if you can't do everything, but you can always try and do something. When I say no diversity, no empathy, if it's all just the same people that are making all the decisions and defining the taste and defining what's normal, then there's always going to be people that are left out. And that's why the song includes the lyric, "How do we bring change with only people who look like us up on stage?" So it sounds like I'm getting on a soapbox, but it's not the point of the song at all. In fact, it specifies nobody's perfect, but the time has come to solve a problem. We must accept there is one. So I thought it'd be a bit hypocritical of me to shout about diversifying the scene and opening up the floor and passing the mic over without literally passing the mic over. So I thought it'd be really cool to get my friend Kaz from Follow Your Dreams, a really sick band up in Manchester. She did an amazing job on recording the last bit of the track as well. I'm really stoked to have her on board.
Majority
Auxiliary was written during the pandemic when I was watching the death toll rise as people just shirked their personal responsibilities to look after each other and to respect that some people have underlying health concerns, and people just went ahead and just at the first fucking opportunity just went out and got pissed. And these victims weren't being murdered in cold blood, but there was just auxiliary genocide everywhere. People weren't doing what was best for human beings, they were just doing what was best for themselves. And it's the same as when any time the public elects a horrendous right-wing politician, people, as long as they don't have to pull the trigger themselves, they'll be quite happy to just murder people. Our world it's not built for compassionate people. Suffering isn't a bug of our economic system, it's a feature of it. And for years I've sat there wondering why I'm so sad and angry all the time. This song is me trying to figure out, I guess, is it me who's been irrational, or is reacting in a perpetually sad and angry manner a normal, perfectly reasonable response to such fucking crazy shit? For anybody who's got a basic level of empathy, is this not just a completely reasonable way to react? It's really hard to maintain a grip on reality and not to lose your head when you have senior politicians like Michael Gove saying things out loud like, we've had enough of experts, and then you're expected not to get angry about that or to get sad about that. It's just unfathomable. I've used the lyric, we've entered the absurd denouncing experts. That's what that is. This was written in the Trump era as well, with lyrics like alternative facts, sow confusion, filing the fangs of revolution, and narcissism's gone prime time. That's just straight up, it went mainstream. Got to the extent where it was pop culture to lie and to deceive, or to just plainly not know what you're talking about. It became not only accepted, but celebrated. People are busy and they don't have a whole lot of time to question things, especially people who are really hard up and have to work full-time jobs and don't have time to sit online and read jargon and critiques on political theory. People just see the headlines in the shops when they're doing their shopping on the newspapers. And that's the dangerous part. Relentless, venomous headlines keep the plebs pacified, a constricted, hypnotised hive mind. It's hard to stay in the know about what's going on without being fundamentally just plunging into despair about it. As with all of these songs, actually, I do want to make sure that there's some sort of resolve, there's some sort of solution being offered. I talk in this song about think globally, act locally, it starts with you. I think you can make small changes. Again, if you fall into despair because you can't make any changes, then you're never going to make any changes. But if you start locally, if you are a good person to your friends and your community, and you make those differences, then that will exponentially grow, and you'll at least be doing something rather than nothing. It's no wonder we're so fucked up, but what else is new?
Touch with humanity. I think I know what's wrong with my mind. Right now we have no time for vulnerability. We just wanna live convenient lives. Wrist beat down, clicking glasses, we carry on callously. Indulging in auxiliary genocide. Moralists dictating morality. Enter the absurd, denouncing experts. It's no wonder we're so
So we're often lectured about how much better and how much nicer the world would be if we could all just be more kind, if we could all just be a bit nicer to each other, then all the problems would just flutter away and everything would be fine. And it's a really nice sentiment, but it's bollocks. If we aren't standing up to bullies, then we aren't being more kind at all. We're just being cowards and hypocrites. Cruel to Be was the first song I wrote from the new Darko songs. It was about how fed up I was of being painted as the bad guy because I didn't want to be friends with someone who doesn't give a shit about my other friends or about human rights. You don't have to be friends with someone who makes you feel like shit or who is completely opposite to your values. If you want to stay friends with them and help them be better, then power to you. That's a really hard job and someone's got to do it, and that's incredible that you can do that. But you shouldn't chastise people for wanting to give themselves some space and cut those people out of their lives altogether if they need to. And most importantly, you shouldn't chastise people for standing up for themselves too aggressively. A lot of people have a very, very good fucking reason to be pissed off. You need to get angry, you need to get mad, you need to bite back. And sometimes people's lives depend on it, and hence cruel to be, because it's, you know, oh, you've got to be cruel to be kind, but some people, that's a luxury. You actually have to cruel to be. You have to be cruel to exist. You have to be cruel you need to stand up for yourself. You need to stand up for others. So within the lyrics to Cruel to Be, I mention a void of empathy. That doesn't reflect to me, I don't think, owing to the chorus lyric that says, we all know something that other people don't. Like, I do understand that ignorance is a thing, and it can be easy to do and say stupid things if you don't know that they're wrong. So be kind, I agree, but draw a line. That's the important part. You see often an online argument, you'll see someone say something horrendous, dehumanising, racist bullshit, and then someone will go, hey, shut up, you prick, and then that person is the person who is then vilified, and they're blasted across everywhere for being uncivil and rude. Attack, someone bites back, and that's your takeaway? That's what that means. And it kind of relates to the lyric later on, which talks about civil, not civilised. People want civility, but they don't really consider what that means.
Discarded or indignation, injustice and cutting through. Void of empathy, villainization, if you endeavor to present the truth. Now every time we see the news, we concede our sight to distorted views. Whenever we indulge these games, always land on snakes, see the goalpost move. We are something that other people don't. So be kind but draw a line. Shut out the gaslight, open the blinds. Dissent be damned, cast down for being rude. Grown so weary from exasperation, can only do what I can do. Model journalist misinformation, rejection of objective truth. Like knives, we hold our silence to each other's throats.
So it's kind of weird that the most optimistic song I've written is probably the hardest to talk about. Quite started off as being a song about finding silver linings and learning from difficult times and coming out of it a smarter and better person. I found it really hard to talk about and to write about trauma because compared to a lot of people, I've barely experienced it. And I kept wanting to use the lyric, I'm traumatised, but I think I'll be fine. And I kept going, I don't know if I deserve to use that word. Anything that I've found traumatic pales in comparison to what a lot of people have gone through. But then I thought, if I just put the word quite in front of it, then that still makes sense because you're still traumatised, and just because you're a little bit traumatised doesn't make it completely irrelevant. You've still got that to work through. You've still got that trauma. As soon as I put the word quite in front of the word traumatised, it hit me like a ton of bricks that it's a very real thing, and quite traumatised is still traumatised. And it really, like, I kind of found myself realising that it doesn't have to be something earth-shattering. It can just be something that really knocks you back and you have trouble processing, and that you have to find a way to work through it. And that's why I ended up calling the song Quite, because I think it's the most powerful word in the end in the whole song, because it helped me work through those problems I was having. I kind of find it difficult to talk about the lyrics to this song, like, one by one, but I think the thematically, I kind of went with metamorphosis and chrysalises and butterflies and that kind of thing, because it's new life, it's resurrection. It's the main lyrical takeaway, other than the ones I've mentioned, is at the end of the song where I talk about how the past can't be undone, but my present is future-proof. It's kind of, I guess, living in the moment, and no one can take the moment away from you if you don't let them.